Good morning, friends. I'm so glad you're joining me on this Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. My goodness, a lot of 20s in that date, aren't there? It's Wednesday, which means it's the middle of the week, and it's Walter Walrus's favorite day of the week because it starts with his W sound. But Walter wants us to meet another friend from Letterland today. We know almost all of our Letterland friends at this point. We just have a few more to learn, my friends. And so our friend that we're going to learn today is right here. His name is Jumping Jim. Can you say that? Jumping Jim. Good job. Jumping Jim is our Letterland friend for letter J. That's right. This is Jim in his lowercase letter shape. Can you see how he's jumping with his feet off the ground? Jim just loves jumping and juggling. And here's one of the balls he's juggling right now. And the other balls are moving so fast we can hardly even see them. I'm going to read you his story. And while I do, would you look at his picture and see if you can see anything else that begins with Jim's J sound? All right. High above Letterland, you may see Jumping Jim. There are just two things that Jumping Jim really enjoys, jumping and juggling. Look at him jumping and juggling at the same time. You can only ever see one ball as the others are moving so fast. See how fast they're moving? You can hardly even see them. Jumping Jim lives in a jigsaw house, which he put together himself. Can you guess why he chose to live in a jigsaw house? Probably because it begins with his J sound. Can you see his jigsaw house? It looks like a puzzle. And another name for a puzzle is a jigsaw puzzle. So you can see his house looks like puzzle pieces put together. Jim can jump as high as a jet plane in the sky. Sometimes he jumps so high that his head is hidden in the clouds. Take a look at Jim in the picture at the top of the page. There he is with his head in the clouds. So here's Jumping Jim in his lowercase letter shape, and then here he is in his capital or uppercase letter shape with his head in the clouds because he jumped so high. See how his leg is curled? He has jumped so high off the ground, his head is in the clouds. Just like Talking Tess, right? Do you think that Jumping Jim and Talking Tess talk to each other when their heads are up in the clouds? I wonder. And speaking of clouds, we are going to learn more about clouds today in our weather study, friends. So stay tuned for that. We're going to learn a lot of information about clouds. But for now, there's Jumping Jim with his head in the clouds. Did you find any other J words in this picture when you were looking at it? How about this? That's a Jeep. That's right, Jeep. And on this picnic blanket right here, I see some jam and a Jell-O mold. Jam and Jell-O both start with Jumping Jim's J sound. And, the name for the rider on a horse is a jockey. Can you say that? Jockey. That's the name for the person who rides a horse. So there were a few, and of course the jet plane up here, definitely a few J words. Now Jumping Jim's sound is J, and his action is pretending to juggle, just like Jim. So we say J, J. Can you pretend to juggle with me? Have you ever seen anyone juggling? It looks hard, doesn't it? Well, actually it looks easy, but if you've ever tried to do it, it's pretty hard. But you can do it with practice, lots of practice. All right, so here's Jumping Jim's song. It goes to the tune of Old MacDonald, and it goes like this. Jumping Jim says J in words as he jumps along. Can you sing that with me? Jumping Jim says J in words as he jumps along. And you can pretend you're juggling while you're doing it, okay? Jumping Jim says J in words as he jumps along. With a J, J here and a J, J there. Here a J, there a J, everywhere a J, J. Jumping Jim says J in words as he jumps along. Good job, says Jumping Jim. Okay, so if you ever forget Jumping Jim's sound, just remember, say his name, J, jumping Jim, and you can hear his sound right at the beginning of his name. So that's Jumping Jim, my friends. And also this week, our number of the week is number 18. So we have to take a look at our number 18. Let's see. What two numbers go together to make an 18? Do you remember? It's a 1 and an 8. So a 1, a straight line down, that's your number 1. Okay. Now, to make an 8, this is our rhyme for 8. Make an S and do not wait. Go back up, and that's an 8. Ready? Here we go. Make an S, just like Sammy Snake, and do not wait. Go back up, and that's an 8. So did you see how I did that? I made an S, and then I went back up to the top of the S. Okay? And that gives us our number 18. So I asked Patrick to take 18 Legos that I gave to him and make something out of it. So look at this, friends. He made a little ship out of the 18 Legos that I gave to him. I wonder if you could go find 18 Legos at your house and make something out of those 18 Legos. I know you could do that. So that could be a fun challenge for you if you have time to do that today. Count out your 18 Legos and make something cool with them, okay? Take a picture if you do it. I would love to see it. All right, friends, we have a lot of good information today about clouds to learn. So I'm going to let you go now so that you can go to the next video and start to learn all about clouds. Okay, friends? I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.